The bounce here tonight. Here we go, Clearfield. 10, 9, 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chuck Roberts. This is the wrestling action tonight, guys.
Set to take action. First is Bobby Beverly, a young, smug, arrogant, conceited, superficial athlete who claims to be all about sex appeal. Bobby Beverly certainly loves to thrust, loves to entertain and show off for the camera. Tonight, will he show off a victory in his first appearance in IWC? Opposition on his way out, dressed for battle, he is Matthew Justice, another young man who plies his trade primarily in the Ohio area. He has a high-risk, high-flying arsenal. He hopes to display here tonight two young men making their debut, hoping to make that all-important first impression in IWC.
Ba-boom! What up, Dombrowski? You didn't say I was here.
You seem to come and go out of nowhere. It is the sweet and sour one, Larry Sweeney, joining me once again here at the broadcast edition for IWC Action.
All right, baby. How could I miss this? It's Matt Justice and B. Brian Bobby, right?
That's Bobby Beverly.
Bobby Beverly and Matt Justice. All right. Bobby Beverly with that pink, he's the one with the pink belt.
Yes. That's
and Justice, 100 pounds less than the immortal one, Hulk Hogan, yet also from Venice Beach, California.
Amazing. Well, maybe he's just working on his hand there. Be that as it may, we'll see how much he's been working on his wrestling ability. Bobby Beverly is impressed, captured a lot of regional championships throughout Ohio and Pennsylvania as well.
Like what? Like what?
We're not going to publicize other organizations, but a series of singles and tag team championships.
Come on, you own one of those
has
groups,
had success as well. And Bobby Beverly thrusting away center of the ring. Certainly a big night for you, Mr. Sweeney, as we'll hear from you hopefully in the center of the ring later tonight regarding your decision for Cage Fury next month concerning a potential big-time six-man tag team matchup involving John McChesney, John Bolen, Bubba the Bulldog, and of course Jimmy DeMarco's team as well, which seemingly may involve Chuck Roberts.
Yeah, we're going to see about that. That's going to be real interesting, but I'm liking this. Was Bobby Beverly?
That's right, side headlock.
Bobby! Oh, you know what? That's gross, though. Where does he think he is? Nobody wants to see that.
I think Mr. Beverly enjoys watching himself do that.
Oh, is that it?
Just for the arm drag takeover. Both these men are in tremendous physical shape. They've dedicated themselves to the gym over the past year or so, a major improvement to their earlier years. It's Beverly to reverse the wrist lock. Now, what do you make of all those tattoos on Mr. Beverly?
Well, what has he got there? I can't even tell what they are.
It looks like just a bunch of random colorful symbols to me.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that's a maneuver there, and he goes right back into that arm lock.
That's a beautifully snapped off Northern Lights suplex to retain the momentum in this matchup.
A la Owen Hart as the Blue Blazer.
There you go.
Remember when he did that to Mr. Perfect in WrestleMania 5?
There's an obscure reference for
April 2nd, 1989. That was the highlight of the entire evening.
Well, wasn't
beautiful, beautiful Northern Lights suplex by the Blue Blazer. Hitting the ropes. Justice with an arm drag of his own.
Justice responds in kind and controls Beverly. Both men feeling each other out here in the early going. Don't want to make any mistakes. Again, it's all important to make a first impression in IWC. You did it many years ago, Sweeney.
Yes, I did.
One of these men starts a similar journey perhaps tonight.
Perhaps being the operative word in that. When I came, I mean, no one forgot that. And I was here every month for years and years. That's all right, drop kiss. Let's not make light of my, Polish hammer. I like this guy's style.
Justice mounts some momentum, and Beverly seeking salvation on the outside. Beverly taking his time, took his eye off the ball, however.
Yeah, he was listening to that fan jaw jack.
Vertical suplex in the ring, nicely done. Could have him here. First near fall of the evening from Matthew Justice. And this crowd firmly in control. I think they agree with you as far as the views on Mr. Beverly's thrusting.
Yeah, who would want to see that? You go to a different place to see that, and there are different guys to do it. You know, this guy's just getting on. Wait a minute.
Justice tried to go high risk, and the bomb dropped out. Beverly plants Justice face first, hook of the leg, and no.
You know what the problem was? He was going there for that. What do you call that move where they roll under, the Mexican one? I've never done it. What Randy the Ram Robinson does? That was a good one.
The Ram Robinson.
Yeah, Randy the Ram. He was working the Ayatollah. All right, so Beverly in firm control now, working away with those stomps. Both these guys are in pretty good shape, though. I'm not going to take that away from them.
Both men in their early 20s, and both men trying to break out to new grounds in their career here in IWC.
Well, this is one of the best places to do it.
Low drop kick by Bobby Beverly. Smart ring positioning, pulls Justice more towards the center, away from the ropes, but Justice is still able to power out, and Beverly taking his eye off the ball for a moment here. That narcissistic attitude may be starting to set in here.
He really likes those Polish hammers.
But may have gone to the well once too often.
You have any tattoos, Dombrowski?
I can't say that I do, and if I did, I think I'd have a little bit better taste than Mr. Beverly.
Yeah, they're stars. I mean, it's just so generic. Everyone's got that these days. Whoa, big sunset flame attempt, and he's gonna get him!
Could this be all down here fall? And Beverly with southpaw, right back on top of Matthew Justice. And
so what's he doing?
Aggressively spitting on Matt Justice there.
You get fired for that.
3 times in succession. I don't think that's like that here. Although I do have a close eye on my necktie.
Get fired for that, too.
There you go. Beverly with a reverse knife edge, second time.
5 minutes, the last of the matchup. 5 minutes.
The new ring announcer. What's the new ring announcer's name? Do you know?
I mean, Matt Kirk.
Matt Kirk.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing all right so far.
It's only the first match. I'd hope so. Beverly pounding away the aggressor here, keeping Justice low to the ground, keeping him grounded. Beverly knows what Justice is all about. Matt can fly if he can create some distance. That's what he's looking to do right now. Beverly with a counter, high impact move here, backbreaker. That's a Beverly specialty, but didn't get all of it. Justice is up and steps off a power slam. Obligatory 10 count by the official, and Beverly and Justice have to fight to their feet, and whoever reaches the vertical base first will have an advantage. It's a stalemate thus far. More Polish hammers.
Clothesline, karate stance, and the big elbow.
It's Justice with the advantage right now. Look at the clothesline. Beverly roll up to a no. And Beverly catches Justice low with a thrust kick. Could that do it? No, near fall. And Beverly, again, frustration setting in. Wants to have that spotlight on him, wants to be the center of attention, wants to gyrate his way to a victory.
Wait a minute, Beverly is from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yes.
Not too far from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
That is true.
You know who was from Shaker Heights, Ohio?
It's a couple other Beverlys, yeah.
Yeah, the Beverly brothers.
Yes.
I wonder if he's a distant cousin.
Well, I have seen Beverly in some very loud purple star wrestling gear, so perhaps.
Oh, man, that was a nice shot right to the head there. He's Justice staggered on the apron, coming back.
Beverly certainly enjoyed it. Still in control of Justice. Into the buckle counter. And Justice has some distance. He could fly here. Sprints in with a clothesline. Beverly is down. Justice hooks the leg. And Matthew Justice wins.
Here's your winner, Matthew Justice.
Matt Justice victorious in his first IWC outing, but give credit to both athletes, Mr. Sweeney, for a very competitive battle to kick off Clearfield Cataclysm 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm impressed by this Matt Justice. I really am. I don't know about the Beverly guy, but yeah, I like this Justice.
Matt Justice, Bobby Beverly, two young studs here in IWC to keep your eye on. Hopefully we'll see more in the very near future.
It is set for one fall. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 435 pounds, first from God's country, Schwab, and his partner, the $1 billion man, Flexor.
The former Eric Ecstasy, now on a crusade of moral and religious values, Eric Lee Schwab with the ahem $1 billion man.
A lot of stench when I pulled in here. And my God, this must be Clearfield, Pennsylvania. I can literally feel my skin burning because a man of 100% purity, good family values, and Christian beliefs, is somehow stuck in a building full of sin and, quite frankly, disgusting white trash. I can tell just by the people you cheer for, anybody that puts Clearfield next to their name when they're announced, oh, let's cheer for him. And I take it you guys like the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Well, I mean, cheer all you want, but basically they're cheering for rapists, wife beaters. I'm going to give you a quick lesson. You are looking at the two greatest athletes in professional wrestling today, and quite frankly, role models. Son, you have a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt on. I want you to grow up like me. Please don't rape anybody in the bathroom. So Clearfield, I'm about to give you a lesson by beating up the worst sinner of all, my former partner, Justin Idol. See, tonight, Clearfield, you witness the end of Justin Idol.
Certainly a sick and perverse attitude from Eric Lee Schwab. He thinks he's better than everybody else now that he's no longer...
Their opponents, first, hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 185 pounds,
Justin Idol thought he was watching his best friend Eric Ecstasy retire 3 months ago, but we were all swerved and duped when we only saw the end of Eric Ecstasy as we knew him. Eric Lee Schwab was reborn, and no longer a man of homoerotic machinations and mind games and controversy. It's all about Christian convictions and morals and standards and ethics. A stark 180 from the man we knew until he suffered that concussion early this year. But who is Justin Idol's mystery partner for this tag match? That's the question we'll answer now.
All right, Eric, let's get one thing clear. The only reason we're having this match tonight is because I agreed to a tag match. I'm still not going to wrestle you one-on-one. There's nothing you can do to me that will get me to wrestle you one-on-one. You got something going on in your head, I don't know what it is. You cost me my shot at super entitled. You turn your back on me as a friend. That's fine. You got some things you need to work out. There's nothing you can do to me that'll get me to fight you. Nothing. And you know what? I think the old Eric is in there somewhere. The fun, loving, crazy. I think it kind of like dudes, Eric. Yeah. I'm just saying. So my partner tonight, he's a guy that can bring the fun-loving Eric back out. And you know what? I think this guy in Clearfield, he's he's a little bit of a celebrity.
Well, it seems Justin Idol's goal is to bring back the old Eric Ecstasy. It seems he wants to revert his friend back to his old fun-loving ways and going to use Kato to do it. And Mr. Sweeney, Kato and Eric Ecstasy. Kato and Eric Ecstasy have had some of the most bizarre, unique, and downright entertaining matches. They have not been traditional wrestling. It's been a lot of the machinations and falderall we used to see from Eric Ecstasy. Will Kato versus Eric Lee Schwab help bring back Eric Ecstasy in this tag match?
I'm not sure that's important. I'm not sure I want to see Eric Ecstasy match.
Well, I think he did cross the line a number of times, but certainly you don't want to see this Eric Lee Schwab preaching and talking down on people and forcing his beliefs on everybody else. It's a free country, Sweeney.
Yeah, it's a free country. But I mean, the white trash comment, you can't really, he's got a point there.
Well, please now. If Eric Ecstasy or Eric Lee Schwab wants to be the bisexual bulldozer again,
oh my God,
he has that right.
Really?
He does.
That's what we're fighting for.
This is our America, Sweeney.
I don't know about you sometimes, Dombrowski.
Keep in mind, Eric Lee Schwab threatened a lawsuit on IWC unless he could be inserted in the Super Indy opening round matchup between Justin Idol and Colin Delaney. Eric Lee Schwab feigned interest in the title, but he just wanted to screw Idol out of that championship. Colin Delaney picked up the easy win, and Idol was on the outside looking in. Idol's upset about that, but he still won't fight his former friend because he believes that what we see now from Eric is an after effect of the severe concussion he suffered in January.
I think Kato has suffered a couple severe concussions in this day, too.
Maybe.
They haven't locked up.
And this is what Kato and Eric used to do. We saw it in the first Clearfield Cataclysm, I do believe, last fall. But Eric looks like he's never seen this stuff before. Bell officially sounds we are underway, and one thing I'm going to have my eye on is Justin Idol going to make physical contact in this matchup with Eric Lee Schwab? Eric Lee Schwab has had no problems attacking Justin, but Justin still believes that he can change his friend back to the better. Go to church, what? Freedom.
That was kind of a sensual kind of brush.
Freedom of religion, Mr. Schwab. He's a sinner. We're all sinners in this big house of sin. Great. Well, no one seems to mind, though. This is definitely a much different Eric than we've seen ever before.
It seems like Schwab wants to work everything out via words. That's not what we're here to do.
Oh, violence will not solve the problems in a wrestling ring, and that'll cause some more problems. The inverted atomic drop. And we now have the tag in.
Yeah, chest flexor. I like it.
Self-proclaimed billion-dollar man, chest flexor.
I believe it. He looks like $1 billion.
Who apparently magically found $1 billion in his sock drawer when he wanted to take off Ted DiBiase one day.
And he spent a good chunk of it on the barber because that's $1 billion haircut.
Doesn't have a lot of money tied up in a tanning salon, does it?
No, he doesn't.
But his chest is definitely changing colors now, thanks to Kato. And it looks like we may see an introduction of a bit of a new look here for Justin Idol as he's tagged in. Definitely a stark contrast to the sexual harassment look of days gone by of Justin Idol. He's trying to move on, but certainly doesn't want to forget about his friend in the process.
And his homosexual past?
No, his past as being part of the tag team. Idol was always the straight-laced one.
Oh, okay.
And Eric tried to convert him many times to fail.
Look at that big shoulder block by Chest Flexor. That's my man right there. Come on, Chest. Show him who's boss. That's right. Get that backside, boy. Look at the power there. Yes. But Idol took over.
Idol in control with a beautiful standing drop kick. Chest Flexor allegedly handling all the business dealings of Eric Lee Schwab right now.
I would trust him.
I'm sure. Schwab and Flexor to the outside of the ring. Referee Brandon told, who the hell hired this guy? He's administering the count.
Who the hell hired Kato? This guy's a moron.
Well, Kato's outsmarting his opposition right now. And Eric got it. The human game of chess is currently being won by Kato.
This isn't a game of chess. This is a game of, I don't know, Chinese checkers or I don't know. That's still complicated. This is a game of tic-tac-toe.
Idol maybe getting ready to work up the head of steam. Schwab and Flexor are vulnerable. Can use Kato as a springboard, and Idol flies to the outside on top of Flexor. But notice, Idol did not go after Eric Lee Schwab. Still does not want to lay his hands on his former best friend.
All right.
I guess Idol's leaving it up to Kato to perhaps literally slap some sense into Schwab.
I don't have no idea what to say here. This is a guy who went to school on the short bus, surrounded by his equals.
Eric's plan of yelling no and screaming may not work that well. Look out. And clearly, Eric's got something severely wrong in his head if he thought that plan worked. This guy has not recovered in one iota from that concussion in January.
I just wanted to, move in a new direction in his life. I mean, what's wrong with that?
You haven't seen how he's forcing his ways on everybody else?
No, I haven't.
After almost 10 years of great senton Idol, almost 10 years of flirting with every member of the male gender around here, now all of a sudden...
He never flirted with me.
Well, maybe you weren't his type. Two went no.
Did he flirt with you?
I think that was more Jay Worthington Farnsworth's MO, but...
I didn't get
Not that I minded.
Yeah, I bet you didn't.
Flexor goes to the eye.
Yeah, Flexor. Do it up, baby.
And Schwab, a spear backcracker combo by Schwab and Flexor onto Kato. Cover, Brandon Toll's got to turn around. Not a good first impression on his part. Almost a near fall. Idol kicks out. Or rather, Kato kicks out. And the cause is not over for this tag team.
Oh, God.
And back in comes Schwab. And you gotta wonder if Eric Lee Schwab wants any of Justin Idol in a one-on-one environment, because we have not seen that as of yet. The illegal double team behind the official. Idol cares so much for his friend, has so much compassion for him. They've been tag team partners regularly for over 3 years now, close friends for longer than that. Imagine to lose a close friend that means like this.
Whatever, dude thought he was gay, decided he wasn't. What's
it's not about sexuality.
Yes, that's what you said he was.
It's about a change in his mindset, his philosophy, thinking he's better than everybody else.
I wants to go to church. Fine, I don't go to church.
All right, he's trying to make you go to church.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I believe he is.
No. I think he's in an identity crisis.
Really? Well,
yeah, that's right. Kato's a loser. Wow.
That remains to be seen. Now, Eric Lee Schwab has kept a very serious tone to this confrontation. And again, Idol's got to watch his former best friend do those type of signals, and the phantom audio tag, to quote my former colleague Jeff Gorman, brings in Chest Flexor.
Yeah, whatever happened to Jeff Gorman? Where'd he wind up? Is he still bopping around?
Taking care of the family back in Ohio.
Okay. Yeah! I could have sworn it was 25.
There's a cover to a no.
Yeah, I remember Jeff Gorman. That was my boy. But not Chest Flexor's my boy. This guy, this man who knows how to really strut his stuff.
Does he?
Yes. Stuff his scalp.
Maybe, did he buy you off with some of those fictitious $1 billion?
No, man, I can't be bought off of my opinions of people.
Oh, of course not. Kato trying to fight back, but Schwab, the aggressor, once again. And Flexor cutting off the ring. At its hypotenuse, Kato and Idol cannot make the exchange.
Ooh, big double sledge.
And there's some of that tag team experience of Eric Lee Schwab. Sexual harassment was the most decorated tag team faction, tag team dynasty in the history of IWC before it imploded a couple of months ago.
Decorated in the colors that they wore?
In terms of the most tag team champions between all its members.
Oh, yeah? Who are the other members?
Well, we had Justin Idol, Eric Ecstasy. In the past, we had Troy Lords, JT Rogers.
Oh! Balls hot. What's happened to him?
I'm not really sure, but he's as far away from sexual harassment as possible, I hope. What about Mean Mark Mess, the 500-pounder, former bodyguard of sexual harassment?
Oh, really?
Those days are long gone as well, though.
Oh, boy, that was before my time.
That was before my time, too. But that shows you how long this faction has been dominant. And Eric was always the one constant in the team.
Oh, God.
Tag made again to chest Flexor.
Yeah, come on, Chest. That's right. Chest, and the chop off. He's going to Kato's chest, and wait a minute.
Kato trying to fight back while getting choked in the corner. Again, just trying to free himself from the grasp of chest Flexor, but can't be done.
He's in the wrong place. He needs to make a tag, get a fresh man in there.
You gotta believe that Flexor's newfound aggression is at the hands of the preaching and perhaps brainwashing of Mr. Schwab.
Chest just needed the hookup, man.
Oh, I see. Kato battled back up to a knee. Crowd behind him. The duck. DDT, nicely done. But can Kato get to his corner? Eric is still in between Kato and Idol.
The race is on. Whoever makes it to the corner now will likely be the victor of the match. This is a match-determining spot right here.
Kato is inching closer, but Schwab looks like he may arrive first.
But they both make the tag.
And Justin Idol has had a good 7 or 8 minutes to watch on from the apron, and he's going to unload the freshest man in this matchup by far.
Oh!
Huge back body drop by the aerial icon, former multiple-time tag champion.
Look at my man Chest, takes him right over. Nice shot to the gut. That always works. Just short. Oh no, didn't last too long. Yeah. Come on, Chest.
Sit out gourd buster by Idol. Follow through into the face plant. I notice how Idol wants none of Eric and Eric wants none of Idol right now. But Eric now from behind, potentially.
He's still woozy from something.
From that concussion. And now we see. This is what we've been waiting for. Eric and Justin finally one-on-one.
All right. Come on, somebody, let's do it.
Double team. I notice Idol hits Flexor. The low bridge to Eric. Eric's off balance. He's outside. Again, Idol wouldn't lay his hands on him, but he eliminated the equation.
Come on, Chest, schoolboy. Come on, Chest. What happened to Kato? Oh, he's still hurt, I guess.
It's Flexor from behind. Now in the ring with Idol. Idol springs up and over. The super kick right underneath the chin.
There was no tag made.
Kato with the right punch. Idol with the assist. Cover. Legal men. Idol gets the victory for his team.
The winners of the match, Kato and Justin Idol.
Justin Idol scores a moral victory over Eric Lee Schwab at chest Flexor. We didn't see contact between Eric and Justin yet, but Justin fighting for his rights, fighting for his beliefs. Hopefully this will get through to Eric's head that his current cause and current state of mind is indeed wrong.
My current state of mind is indeed wrong too. You're talking about who is scoring points. I'm going to score about 10 points less on an IQ test after seeing this debacle.
Well, debacle as you may think, and Eric Lee Schwab would most certainly agree, but Justin Idol has the emotional advantage right now. Eric Lee Schwab's crusade takes a step backwards thanks to Idol and Kato. Logan Shulo, a human rock band, a man who's channeled the spirit and energy from his side work in rock and roll and music and brings it to the ring, and we see a trademark mic stand as well.
With no microphone? What's the story there?
Well, we've seen Shulo only speak through a microphone when it's attached to the mic stand. We've also seen the mic stand used as a foreign object more than once in recent months. Shulo originally scheduled to battle Johnny Gargano, not here tonight due to illness, but there you see Chan Little Hendricks is Logan Shulo. Will he set the IWC ring on fire here tonight?
And his opponent making his IWC debut. Rock and roll baby! He has from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 170 pounds, Mike Sydal.
Mike Sydal, the younger brother of Matt Sydal, now known in WWE as Evan Bourne. Mike Sydal was the 2009 Pro Wrestling Illustrated Rookie of the Year, and recently has chosen to hone his craft by training in the Ring of Honor training school in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, along with Delirious, someone who certainly knows Matt Sydal very well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know Delirious very well, and I've had the opportunity to see Mike Sydal in the ring a couple of times, and I'm looking forward to this match. This guy can move.
Mike Sydal got a little rock and roll in his own right, and certainly very excited and amped up to be here in IWC.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get this matchup started, I have been handed a special announcement from IWC owner Chuck Roberts, and it is that Logan Shulo's mic stand has been banned from ringside.
The mic stand has been banned, Sweeney. I presume it didn't have a manager's license.
I guess it didn't. I mean,
that's a good call, though.
Kind of seems like a blankie, you know, like a comfort.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's a very physical comfort as well. We saw him beat Jimmy Vegas with it. We saw him utilize it in matches with Johnny Gargano. We saw him attempt to utilize it at Super Indy as well.
Oh, man. Sydal was trying to get the crowd going, and Shulo just went to work on him. Rookie mistake right there. And Shulo definitely with a size advantage here.
Oh, yeah. But Sydal can fly. He's got that agility, that God-given agility that's in his genes. We saw his brother use it so many times in IWC and certainly now on worldwide television. Will Mike follow in his footsteps?
Beautiful.
Satellite head scissors, and Shulo's on the outside. I've had a chance to see Sydal a few times, Ring of Honor television tapings, pre-show matches. He always has a lot of heart. He always brings a lot of energy to what he's doing, no matter his opponent.
And now he's trying to get outside of the ring, get on Shulo. There's nothing wrong with that. The referee getting in his way. That's not the referee's job. The referee's job, the action can spill out on the floor for 10 seconds, and the ref was just getting in the way of that.
Referee Bobby Williams trying to keep the peace here, but worked out well for Sydal, and meets Shulo coming back in under the rope. And Sydal's turn to rock here. Handspring back elbow. And Sydal has not slowed down a beat since his matchup started 2-0. And we discussed the tattoos of one Bobby Beverly earlier on. What do you make of Mr. Sydal's?
Well, they match his ring gear. I like that at least.
There you go.
You know.
Logan Shulo's had newfound confidence ever since acquiring that mic stand and maybe a roadie or two on the side, but Sydal got dropped midair.
See, that's the problem with moves where you anticipate that your opponent will be flustered, where you turn your back to your opponent in any way, shape, or form. You never know what to expect, and Mike Sydal's paying the price right now.
The question to answer here is, will Logan Shulo keep up that confidence without that comfort zone in the form of the mic stand in his corner? Sydal draped across that tightly enforced ring rope. Midsection first, that'll knock the wind out of you. And certainly that kick won't help either.
Yeah.
Shulo once again channeling Hendrix at Woodstock, channeling the energy of so many of his deceased heroes from the music world. And now down on Sydal once again. Should also note, Mr. Sweeney, Timothy A. Walker at ringside photographing for Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which, as we mentioned, Mr. Sydal was featured in as the Rookie of the Year 2009.
Yeah, close personal friend of mine, Timothy Walker. Good man.
Certainly always a pleasure to see him at these live events. Only the biggest and best do we see Mr. Walker. And now Shulo with those shoulder tackles in the corner. Sydal sent for the ride. That may have been a mistake. Don't give Sydal a chance to move, a chance to hit and run. Be a sharpshooter. Now, Shulo has been using this variation of a step over toe hold and driving back with all the pressure at 220, 230 pounds of Shulo, bending back the lower limbs, the lower extremities to Sydal.
Ring positioning not good though. Sydal right to the ropes. Shulo could have milked that a lot more had he been a little bit smarter in his ring position. Sydal's feeling the effects though.
That may again be a case if Shulo was thrown off guard by the fact that Chuck Roberts banned the mic stand.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. He seems a little bit off his game.
Shulo missed with a stomp, quick roll up by Sydal, and no, only two. Inside cradle by Mike Sydal. 2-0, and with the size differential, you got to consider this a mild upset, and Sydal can pick up the victory. Another near fall. But we've seen many men impress, win over the IWC crowd in just their first night in. Sydal can, oh my God,
man,
could join that list, but maybe not anymore.
Oh God.
Could very easily tear a hamstring completely off.
I mean, that's a complete stretch of many muscles of the legs.
Sydal's body just stretched the opposite way it was meant to go. There's no substitution for gravity. Sydal was falling. There was nowhere to go. And Shulo now begins to dictate the pace. The back suplex. The hook of the leg. 2-0. And Shulo going to be looking to send a message to Johnny Gargano with a potential victory here. You know Gargano's going to see a DVD of this matchup, no matter what his condition is right now. And Shulo and Gargano still have a score to settle. It was Gargano that upended Shulo in the first round of Super Indy. The mic stand did not pay off on that exchange, but Shulo still thinks there's a lot left in that rivalry.
5 minutes elapsed in the matchup. 5 minutes.
Duck in the back elbow. And Shulo elevated Sydal.
And Shulo came down right on the top of his head.
That was another mistake by Shulo. Put Mike Sydal in his element, in midair. Enziguri kick connects right to the external occipital protuberance.
Thanks, Gorilla.
The follow through connects in the corner and slips right through the ropes.
Well, the problem is he can connect, but he's so small, he doesn't have that much weight behind it. That's what he's got to do. Get that velocity.
2-0. Could this be all? Sydal may think so. Big time win in his IWC debut.
Oh, going to those injured legs is Shulo. Very smart. Just chopping him right down.
You can't walk, you cannot fly. And that won't be enough, but it's going to be enough to negate the momentum. And that may be just as important right now. Sydal, you can see the grimace on his face, fighting through the pain back to his feet. Clothesline duck. He calls this Bananarama, Sweeney.
Well, he called it, but he doesn't hit it because he paused to call it.
That may be the case. Explosion moonsault. Shades of his brother, but not enough. Beautiful vertical leap by Mike Sydal, but not enough. And Shulo takes him down with a hard clothesline right at the back of his head. On both men. Shulo
just seems really worn out, though. Oh, wow, he just nailed a huge stomp right to the head.
Hit that stomp, and that's going to do it. Sydal had amazing spurts of offense, amazing agility that you're not going to see hardly anywhere else from any other athlete. But Shulo overpowered him. He grounded him and literally just stomped Sydal right into the canvas for the 3 count. Logan Shulo, even without the mic stand, came out victorious. Message sent to Johnny Gargano and the rest of IWC. But Mr. Sweeney, how impressive was Mike Sydal?
Well, very impressive. I mean, he's got to get some size to him, obviously, but he's an athlete with tremendous potential. tremendous aptitude to the sport in his short time in it, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more from Mike Sydal.
The golden links of Lucha Libre, Lince Dorado, comes to us from south of the border, much to the chagrin of the claims of a man like Shiima Xion. But Lince Dorado, impressive showing at Super Indy 9 this past May, and as a result of some angry petitions filed, is granted the matchup as the tournament winner, Shiima Xion, but certainly not the only one.
Who's this?
This is Lowrider from the DTU promotion, south of the border.
That's south of the border, all right.
Lowrider.
Is he a gang member?
Well, he comes from the streets, yeah, he comes from the barrios. Lowrider, I'll tell you what was recruited after Shiima Xion complained this matchup was a glorified handicap match. Shiima found Lowrider, who feels that Lince Dorado and the other Jakar representative here, Frightmare, are imposter luchadors and aren't really truly representative of the Mexican culture.
Well, I wouldn't really know one way or the other, but one thing I do know is I live in Chicago, and you could not walk out on the streets wearing those colors.
That's why you're the perfect analyst for this match.
Yes, I love this music. They got to turn it up.
Frightmare was an athlete that personally impressed me quite a bit.
Yeah, me too.
With his showing in Super Indy 9.
Yeah.
May have been the quickest man in the tournament, may have been the sleeper in the tournament to win it all. It took the very best to beat him. Both Frightmare as well as Lince were knocked out of Super Indy 9 by the eventual winner, Shiima Xion. And great to see Frightmare back and get another opportunity at Super Indy Gold. Undersized, but full of heart and so very talented despite being so very young. No love for the reigning champion, who disguised himself in a mask to screw Super Hentai, the Super Indy innovator, out of Super Indy 9, out of becoming the first man to win the title 3 times, to go coast to coast, and win back-to-back Super Indies. Shiima Xion got in the face of Super Hentai at the end of the night.
He's looking good, though. I like that hairstyle on him.
Well, he's very cosmetically inclined, but that's not what this is about. Shiima Xion said that Hentai had dropped the ball, was washed up as a Super Indy champion, and Shiima was going to be for the title now what Hentai was in 2002 when Hentai put it on the map. But in the process, Shiima offended just about everybody, everyone that respects Hentai in the back, in addition to Lince and Frightmare, who were upset that Shiima desecrated a mask to get the job done.
Now, what's that he's spraying? Is that hairspray?
Indeed it is.
I mean, I believe he's got enough in his hair. He doesn't need to...
Also a potential weapon.
In the air. Also a potential weapon, absolutely.
Let's go up to Matt Kirk.
Wrestling fans, the following is a fatal four-way, and it is for the Super Indy Championship. Introducing first, competitor number 1. He hails from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Give it up for Lince Dorado.
He said he was Mexican, Dombrowski. Puerto Rican.
Our second competitor hails from Tulancingo, Mexico, representing DTU, weighing in at 160 pounds, Lowrider. Competitor number 3 in the ring now, he hails from Sleepy Hollow, weighing in at 155 pounds, Frightmare. The fourth and final competitor is the current Super Indy Heavyweight Champion. Weighing in at 180 pounds, hailing from the
spotlight on himself, and notice disrespectfully wearing that mask just as a visual slap in the face to Dorado and Frightmare. So you see the prize IWC Super Indy Championship been worn by some of the best.
Is a slap in the face to Dorado and Frightmare? Why? Because he doesn't think they're legit luchadors?
Well, Shiima Xion took that mask on,
right,
desecrated it, desecrated masked wrestlers like Dorado, Frightmare, Hentai, in order to get his cause done and win the Super Indy Championship. It's screw Hentai.
All right.
Shiima Xion masqueraded as a luchador.
So what are the rules here? Let's not even talk about Shiima.
Well, I thought you liked Shiima.
He's all right. So are they all in the ring at the same time? What's going on? Texas Tornado style?
Well, let's see what Brandon Toll decides on. I believe this is a one-fall contest. And it looks like Shiima pairing off with Lowrider and Lince. Frightmare in succession, in sync, the arm drag takeovers, Dorado and Shiima to the outside. And there's really going to be no friends or allies here. Certainly Dorado and Frightmare know each other well. Shiima requested someone like Lowrider to be added to this matchup, but it's going to be every man for himself. Lowrider we've seen a couple of times in the past here in IWC. Now,
you have, I haven't.
Well, we being
the general populace,
the IWC universe,
yeah,
the IWC neighborhood. Takedown by Lowrider. Had a couple of very impressive performances a couple of years ago when he was here in the States. Still very young. Takes Frightmare down, however. And it's Lowrider in control. Level 2-0.
Yeah, I like this Frightmare.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot to like about him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma, which is hard to portray if you're stuck behind that mask.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand that decision.
You have any idea what's behind that mask?
Yeah, it must be really ugly, right?
I'd imagine so. Lowrider grounding Frightmare in the early going. Who really, it's in one night, one of those guys, Frightmare, in one night got on the IWC radar with his amazing performance in Super Indy. But certainly not to discredit Lince Dorado either. The feeling out process, all four of these men can go at a very quick pace. And I think we'll see that before we're all said and done.
Very nice, there he goes.
Lowrider going to look for that Pedrito driver before it's all said and done, where he drives the opponent right down to the back of the neck. Long way off from seeing that, however. Frightmare may see an example of that agility, beautifully done. Lands on his feet, up with a Hurricane Rana, but Ryder lands on his feet. Lowrider
has his back to his opponent for a long time.
Yeah, can't be too impressed by that exchange. We had a long way to go. Frightmare elevated. And Frightmare gets the advantage with the arm drag takedown.
But he's not following up with it. I mean, this is a lot of wasted motion, in my opinion.
He did hesitate for a couple of seconds, and that allowed Lowrider to get an advantage, perhaps momentarily, as the leg sweep puts Frightmare back on top. No clear-cut advantage here from any man thus far.
I don't like this Lowrider. He was always clapping, you know? I mean, it's like, double drop kiss. They both miss.
And again, we're at a stalemate. Again, keep in mind, well, check out Lince.
No tag made. I guess the ref's not going to call it.
Lince Dorado, last man standing on that exchange, and well, it looks like with all the disrespect towards the Lucha Libre traditions, we're going a little Lucha Libre rules for the moment. And it's Lince and Frightmare. Certainly a lot of competitive spirit between these two young men.
Yeah, and these guys know each other pretty well.
Arguably the two hottest young prospects to come out of the Chikara promotion the past couple of years. They're looking for bragging rights. And look for the Super Indy title as well. And Shiima got to pick his spot.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Shiima. That's right. And he snapped on him right there. He moved as quick as a snake right there. Right, he sees the moment, sees the opportunity. He's not wasting. Oh, now he's going to waste some motion. Oh, here we go.
Time for a photo op.
Beautiful.
Sweeney.
There we go.
Referee counting because Shiima was leaning on the throat of Mr. Dorado as well. And Shiima just more blatant disrespect towards Lince, much like he showed Hentai at Super Indy, Johnny Gargano at Super Indy, and certainly Lince and Frightmare as well. Shiima, one of very, very few men who've captured both recognized IWC singles championships in his career. Lince springs up, connects down with a tackle. Champion in trouble for a moment. Pace quickens once again. It's impossible to pick who this will favor.
Beautiful arm drag.
At the moment, it's Lince. Corkscrew cross body, nicely done. Lince follow through, but Shiima tosses him on the outside. Lince battles back with a cross body again. Can't stay on for the cover, and Shiima on the outside.
Watch out behind you, buddy.
5 minutes, $5 minutes.
That's the danger of a four-way matchup. You always have to have the proverbial eyes in the back of your head.
Absolutely.
Someone's going to be looking to take you out to increase their own chances. Handspring back elbow, beautifully done. Dorado setting up a high risk. Walks the rope down with a Hurricane Rana. Keep in mind, Lowrider said a guy like Dorado's not a real luchador. Dorado proves it wrong. And Shiima with a somersault senton to follow through.
Dorado kicking Frightmare to the floor, so I guess Dorado's the only legal man right now.
Well, Dorado sees an opening. And Shiima. Notice Shiima Xion holding on to both opponents and getting out of the way at the last second. Shiima knew a lot of damage could be done to all three opponents at once.
Absolutely. That's a smart thing to do.
A very hard fall as well by Dorado,
Yeah,
but felt him back up.
I heard somebody's head hit the floor on that one.
And Shiima picks his plate. You can hear Dorado hit the post, the edge of that post, as Shiima now picks off Frightmare and calls in Lowrider. Shiima trying to direct traffic. Not sure what the language barrier is like there. Things seem to be working thus far. Shiima's got Frightmare hooked in the assisted leg drop. Almost a reverse Vegematic. And it connected very well. Now that everybody knows who everybody is.
Yeah, now that we know that, you should start a USA chant, Dombrowski.
I'm a little busy right here. We have heard that in the past from the Clearfield faithful towards Shiima Xion. Not sure that anybody in this match is American to even cheer for.
Yeah, there isn't.
Watch this. Walking the rope to the Hurricane Rana. Beautifully done by Lowrider, but with Shiima and Lowrider working together, something's got to give sooner or later.
Manhattan drop. Oh.
Elevates Frightmare, and gravity worked against Frightmare in that exchange. And Lowrider trying to take the cover, the shoulders up, and Shiima just aghast by the fact that Lowrider would try to win the Super Indy title in a Super Indy title match. How dare he?
Well, you can't make friends. You can't make allies. You can't expect anybody to be on your side.
Very short-lived. But credit to Shiima. She was giving Lowrider one more chance, and Lowrider's buying into it. We've got some powers of persuasion here. They make a wish and connect with a double drop kick 4 feet to the temples of Frightmare, the cover to a no. And again, Frightmare saved there by the dissension between Lowrider and Shiima, and a third time. You can't split the Super Indy title. I think you sense the pattern now. This is not going to work. And selfishness will get in the way, especially when someone like Shiima's involved. Watch Frightmare, though. Has the opening. Beautiful neck breaker. The cover, 2 and no. Frightmare calls that the scared straight. It certainly paid off at this point in time in the match. And Dorado comes in with the Rougeau Brothers special there. Drives all the way down on the Shiima.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking my language, Dombrowski.
Lowrider springs up, connects with a kick. Frightmare as well. And it looks like everybody's rebelled against the reigning champion who hasn't endeared himself to anyone. But again, only for a moment as the competitive spirit in the Super Indy title continues to thrive. Look at Dorado spring up with a Hurricane Rana. And the champion needs some salvation. If somebody can get a
10 minutes elapsed in the matchup. 10 minutes.
Frightmare or Lowrider get a quick pin here and win the title without pinning the champion. But I think they can sense their job is not done yet. No, Frightmare outsmarts Lowrider. And Frightmare takes the opportunity with a helo to the outside.
But now I think we're going to see Lowrider do the same thing.
We very well may. Oh, something different in mind. Springboard corkscrew to the outside. Almost a twisting acai variation of a moonsault. And Lowrider, certainly all about Mexico. Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, and Sleepy Hollow, all represented in this contest.
Sleepy Hollow's in America, isn't it?
I'm not really sure. I don't think I want to ask. That was the Pedrito driver, and that's going to do it. We have a new Super Indy champion here, Sweeney. No, Dorado sensed it coming and in for the save last minute. Pedrito driver did the job, but again, that aspect of 2 extra men to prepare for. And there's some knee-collapsy for you. We saw it multiple times in Super Indy, but didn't get the job done tonight thanks to Dorado. And we're seeing the big guns being pulled out now, Mr. Sweeney.
Big leaping Hurricane Rana. Is that enough? No, he goes to the top.
That's you heard him call for it. Shooting star. Lince has a lethal shooting star, and the audio so home on that exchange. And Shiima picks up the bones, picks up the scraps from lust till dust, and Shiima retains the title.
Here is your winner and still IWC Super Indy Heavyweight Champion, Shiima Xion.
Shiima Xion is victorious here today, and again putting that mask on as disrespect to Lince, disrespect to Frightmare, and especially the Super Hentai watching as well. And look at this. Shiima, insult to injury. He doesn't deserve to wear that mask, the tradition that stands behind it. Some say he doesn't deserve to wear that title belt. If Hentai can survive the ladder match tonight, if Johnny Gargano can get back from illness, there's going to be a lot of pain, blues, and agony in the future of the Super Indy champion, Shiima Xion.
Hentai! Do me a favor, August 21st, bring the old Hentai. Bring the Hentai that actually made the Super Indy title mean something. Bring the Hentai that was actually touring Japan. Bring the Hentai that actually had a buzz. Bring the Hentai that could actually hang with Shiima Xion in 2010. Bring that Hentai! Cage Fury.
Chuck, listen to me. August 21st, Cage Fury. I want Justin Lane. Chuck, August 21st, Cage Fury. I want Justin Idol. Make the match. Look, okay, I've tried to reason with you. We're not going to do this here. We're going to our intermission. Look at me. Don't do this. We'll talk in the back. All right, Chuck, make the match, or I make it myself. We're not making the match here today. I guess you just gotta do something like this sometimes. Because Justin is too scared to come out here and accept the challenge. Maybe I'll make him accept it. Justin, get out here! Stop! Justin, get out here! Flexor. Hey! Chuck, get out of the ring! How about now? Justin? This is your fault, Ido. This is your fault! It's because of you she will get hurt. I will break her neck! Fine. You want a match? I'll fight you. Chuck, Cage Fury, me and Eric, one-on-one. Are you happy? There. Now let him go. Now that's being smart, Justin. Eric, let him go. That's being smart. But, you know, let him go. Just in case you decide Eric out, let me give you a reason. Go, take a break. Go.
That occurred.
First, they are the challengers. Total combined weight of 410 pounds. They come from Dayton, Ohio. Jake and Dave Crist, the Irish Airborne.
Occurred during our intermission. One of the developments is in the front row. Mickey and Marshall Gambino, who were banned from the building tonight by Bubba the Bulldog, have now come into the building as ticket-buying fans. Of course, they lost a loser leaves IWC match to the Airborne this past December. We saw them make their return this past May at Super Indy before being ejected from the building by security. Tonight, they have tickets. They're allowed to be here, and you see them waving off those tickets over in the far corner as Irish Airborne prepare to contend for the tag team championships they lost at Super Indy, but held longer than everybody else in history.
And their opponents are the IWC World Tag Team Champions.
Facade and Jason Gory, they're called Flippin' Ain't Easy. At Super Indy 9, it wasn't easy for them to capture the IWC Tag Team Championship. They got the job done. Irish Airborne remaining champions for 16 months, an IWC record, but Gory and Facade broke that streak this past May. We also have to touch on the heartless, heinous assault we saw involving Eric Lee Schwab, Justin Idol, and Justin's girlfriend, Kristen. And it looks like Eric has gone way too far as trying to bait Justin into a confrontation and made this way too personal. We apologize to Justin Idol, his friends and family, and certainly anyone that was affected negatively by that graphic footage. I certainly don't condone it. IWC doesn't condone it. And let's attempt, as our thoughts are with Justin and Kristen, but let's attempt to focus here as the show goes on to the IWC Tag Team Championship. Jason Gory in the ring with Dave Crist right now, one half of the brother duo called Irish Airborne. Michael Facade, however, walking over the drop kick. And Gory and Facade, after months of, I think, being misunderstood here in IWC rings, finally combined together and were able to use their lightning-fast quickness, their uncanny agility, as an advantage to completely befuddle their opponents. And they've been on a roll in the tag team division ever since they've joined sides. Facade with the O'Connor roll for 2-0, but right up into the springboard and low drop kick. Facade thinking on his feet. And Gory comes down with a splash. Irish Airborne not sure what to think about this situation right now. And Jake Crist mocking Facade. And these fans as well. Facade connects with a kick. The Inzaguri style kick sends Jake into the second ring cable, and again a quick tag. Frequent tags between the duo of Facade and Gory. Gory collides with a crossbody. Facade made a blind tag to Gory with split-second precision. Up with a heel kick, lightning fast offense, and Irish Airborne have no idea how to combat this right now. They are confused. They need to regroup. They won't have a lot of time. Gory flies onto Jake Crist, and Facade gonna give one to Dave as well with the pescado to the floor. Referee Brandon Toll administering the count. Tag titles on the line. Not going to see a count out here. But wait a second. On the left side, right in front of the Gambinos, Dave Crist just rammed what I believe was the knee of the ankle of Facade into that metal ring post. I don't think the location was an accident at all from Dave Crist. The Gambinos, as fans, can't do anything about it. We understand Bubba the Bulldog's less than stellar security force here. I guess watching over the Gambinos, so to speak. We'll see if that plays a part in things or not. Tag made it Jake Crist. Continues to focus on that left leg of Michael Facade. And if you can't walk, you can't run, you can't fly, Facade uses his feet more expertly than maybe anybody else in IWC. The Airborne know that. They have it scouted. Not only with the aerial offense, but with the martial arts style strikes as well, the body shots, and so much more we've seen from Michael Facade over the years. Gory's temper being exploited as the Crist make the Phantom Audio tag. It's Jake Crist now in control once again on that lower leg of Facade. The knee, the ankle, the shin, all being punished by Irish Airborne, looking to become two-time IWC Tag Team Champions. Again, it was January 2009 until May 2010 that Airborne reigned as IWC Tag Champions. A feat no other team has ever done. Not sexual harassment, not the Devil's Advocates, not the Gambinos, nobody. Dave Crist, spinning toe hold. Shades of the legendary Funks, and drops down with it, but Facade into the ropes for salvation, but Facade's got to realize that he's in enemy territory. Jake Crist, again, grounding Flippin ain't easy. And Airborne can fly.
5 minutes elapsed in the contest. 5 minutes.
Airborne can fly just about as well as anybody on the roster, but certainly there's really no match move for move for Michael the Bomber Facade and Jason Gory. Jake Crist buries the knee into the Bomber. And Dave, once again, just picks the leg. Jake had the chancery to trap Facade, and Dave just picked the leg. And it was right for the picking, as Facade just can't put any weight on it at this point. Dave Crist with that very unique, flashy hairstyle of his, pressing the advantage. Jake back in frequent tags from the brothers. Jason Gory expressing his displeasure with referee Brandon Toll. First night on the job in IWC. Done an admirable job thus far, but when you have a couple of young veterans like Airborne, it's very difficult. The Dragon Screw into the half Boston Crab, and notice the knee of Crist is buried into the small of the back of Facade. This not only bends the back, but it also wrenches that left knee of Michael Facade once again. And Dave Crist with a low drop kick once again. Pinpoint precision to the knee. Dave Crist. Dave Crist not endearing himself to anybody here at Clearfield, but a very cocky, confident tag. And Jason Gory's had enough. This entire capacity crowd in Clearfield's had enough, but the official, again, trying to direct traffic here, but can't be everywhere at once. And Crist continues, does Jake Crist, to wrench away at the left knee of Michael Facade. Facade trying to get that adrenaline going. We've seen Facade battle back for so much. We've seen many a time him reach back and pull off that gi and slip into a new gear. But right now, we're far from that thanks to the systematic dissection of Michael Facade by the Irish Airborne. Dave Crist. Promising something big here, something good. Do Hindu squats? Give me a break. Way too much time. Crist got barely any of it. Facade slipped free from the bulk of Dave Crist's body weight. The knees connected, but wasn't enough, and Dave Crist landed awkwardly as well. And listen to this crowd coming alive for Michael Facade. Gory with a clothesline now. Gory got the exchange. Gory's got in, and he begins to fire away. He's a man without a country right now, with his partner down. Jake Crist with a handful of hair. Jake, oh wait, this is Irish Air Raid if they can get it. Wait a second. Oh no, the Gambinos just took care of security. Now, somebody stop these guys. I'm not getting involved, but Mickey and Marshall have jumped the rail, and they are fans. They are ticket-buying fans. We do not need any kind of altercations here tonight.
10 minutes gone by in the matchup. 10 minutes.
The buddy moonsault! Facade only had one leg, so Gory led him to his. And in the confusion, Gory and Facade retain the tag team championships. The Gambinos achieved their goal. Airborne are still not champions.
Your winners and still IWC Tag Team Champions, Jason Gory and Facade. Flippin ain't easy.
And the Gambinos are right out the front door. The Gambinos obliterated security, distracted the Airborne from the Irish air raid, allowing Gory and Facade hit that assisted moonsault, that quebrada, right from the second rope. Security being helped to the back. He'll need some medical attention as another Gambino hit takes place, employed or not. But Gory and Facade, still the tag team champions of IWC, and banned from the building or not, Gambinos still find a way to stick it to Irish Airborne.
Introducing first, taking the place tonight of Big League John McChesney. He hails from Bridgewater, Virginia, Brandon Day.
Well, Big League John McChesney on IWCWrestling.com talking about being too big league for the fans of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, to the point where McChesney took some of his recent money made from some investments and paid Brandon Day to come to Clearfield and fill in for John McChesney. McChesney has a matchup inside of a steel cage August 21st at, oh wait a second, at Caged Fury back in Elizabeth, PA. Let's hear from Chuck Roberts.
Dave, cut his music. Brandon Day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Brandon Day. Let's hear it for him. John McChesney's replacement. Here's the thing. I know, obviously, you've been paid to attend here tonight and take the place of Big League McChesney, as he wants to be called. Got the video just yesterday, put it on the website. He said he wasn't coming out here. He's making too much money. He's not going to appear in a podunk town. By the way, would you tell him that was a picture of Paul McCartney, not John Lennon? Okay, would you tell him that too, by the way? But here's the thing. I don't appreciate being embarrassed. These people don't appreciate being insulted. You want to come out here today because you're going to take the place of John McChesney because he paid you? I gave you a chance in April. You called me, showed me all your credentials. I said, come on up to CCAC in April. I'll see what you got. I like what I saw. You could have called me and I would have booked you again. But the bottom line is you wanted to embarrass me. Right? You think that's fair to embarrass me?
I think it's plenty fair to embarrass you because first of all, it's Mr. McChesney. Second of all, you booked me in a proving ground match. I don't have to prove anything to you or anything to any of them. Next, you tell me you like what you see, but then you leave me off the biggest show of the year? That's not an insult? Well, instead of being green with Indy, I decided I'd put green in my pocket. When McChesney called me to be his personal hired hitman, not a replacement, I jumped at the chance. So if you want to bring Dean Radford out here right now, I will pick him apart piece by piece. Because unlike you, unlike them, and unlike everybody else, he knew that I was the most qualified man for the job, that I am the most dangerous wrestler in this country right now.
And that might be the case. You know what, Brandon Day? I like what I saw. That's why I told you you are a great competitor. But I told you I don't appreciate surprises. You want to surprise me? I have a surprise for you. Talked to Dean Radford, called me up and said, Chuck, this is BS. And I said, yeah, I know it is BS. McChesney pulled himself off the card. I don't appreciate that. Now, I could suspend him. I could talk to Bubba. We could do a lot of things. But no, he's going to pay. But you're going to pay here tonight because I'm going to embarrass you. There's a guy in the back that's been busting his butt with this company for a long time. He was trained by the Coalition of Competition and a lot of guys in the back. In fact, when I look at him, it reminds me of Dean Radford. So Dean Radford called me and said, hey, how about a kid that I know that I helped train? Why don't you put him in there, and then why don't we embarrass whomever the replacement is for John McChesney? So here's the deal. You don't have Dean Radford. We're going to save Dean and McChesney for another night. Here for you tonight, he may be no Dean Radford, he might not be a Brandon Day, but he's been busting his butt with this company. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you give a big round of applause to a young guy that's going to try to prove himself here tonight. Cingsley, come on out here. Let's hear it for Cingsley, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Cingsley.
Again. Is that understood? Tell McChesney. By the way, good luck.
All right, we're looking at Cingsley, set for one-on-one competition against Brandon Day. Brandon Day, hand-selected by John McChesney. Cingsley, hand-selected by Dean Radford in that budding rivalry between McChesney and Radford. Of course, Cage Fury next month. John McChesney and John Bolen, potentially Bubba the Bulldog. An action against Team DeMarco. We'll hopefully hear from Larry Sweeney a bit later tonight regarding more of that matchup. I'm not sure where Mr. Sweeney is gone right now. I'm assuming he's preparing to address us. As Brandon Day opening up very confidently against Mr. Cingsley. And, we still have no word on an update on Kristen, the girlfriend of Justin Idol, who was heinously assaulted in an unprovoked, vile fashion earlier tonight. Something we once again apologize for the graphic nature of that footage. Something none of us wish to see again, none of us wish to see in the first place. And Eric, I think, has some severe issues still to handle, and Brandon Day may have some issues of his own as Cingsley begins to fire back. Cingsley, since Brandon Day survives, back elbow connects. Sledge also. This is Kingsley's very first professional wrestling matchup. And doing very well. Cingsley pursuing Brandon Day on the offensive. Day is a 10-year pro. And he's a man who's competed for Ring of Honor, various NWA territories, a man who's trained by the same people who gave us Sanjay Dutt, Mickey James, Joey Mercury, Christian York. A number of great stars have come out of the Virginia area. Brandon Day just one of a very long list of competitors. And Brandon Day is undefeated in IWC competition. He was here at the Road to Super Indy 9 this past April at the CCAC South Campus in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. He was victorious over Dustin Reyes. Textbook reverse neckbreaker by Brandon Day over Cingsley. Still a combat ladder match. We're going to talk all about Super Hentai's upcoming steel cage match with Shiima Xion surrounding the Super Indy Championship, surrounding Shiima Xion's desecration of the mask, both of Hentai and of his own mask he was wearing. Not sure where he got that from, but certainly used it to manipulate Super Hentai out of the Super Indy title picture. Brandon Day up and over with the overhead neckbreaker. Referee administers the count, and keep in mind, Brandon Day is being paid by John McChesney to make a statement. It's not all about wins and losses, and I'm sure Brandon Day is looking at this like a day at the office, picturing Cingsley as Dean Radford. Certainly, as Chuck Roberts touched on, there are many similarities between Cingsley and a young Dean Radford, and Radford would grow up and move on to become IWC champion and tour Japan. So certainly, Dean Radford's not a bad comparison point by any stretch. Brandon Day with the cravat now, the European headlock, wrenching away at the head and neck. Kingsley back to his feet. Kingsley battles free, or at least attempted to, but Day sensed the tide turning and moved on from the cravat. The snapmare, the low clothesline, gets a near fall. And Brandon Day pressing the advantage. Knife edge chops, not banned here in the International Wrestling Cartel. Day sends Kingsley for the ride. Kingsley and Day collide, and Kingsley may have an opportunity. The officials hit 4. Kingsley able to charge through the clothesline.
Come on, people!
Time to count along with Kingsley.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Kingsley makes number 10 the exclamation point. Lateral press for no. What an upset it could be if Kingsley, his IWC debut, could defeat 10-year veteran Brandon Day. Oh, Day connects hard with a sharp kick to the upper body. And Day.
5 minutes on by the matchup. 5 minutes.
Day is measuring Kingsley. And this could be the cutthroat clutch. And step 1 was the DDT. Step 2 is the submission attempt. The cutthroat clutch by Brandon Day. And look at him wrench back. Look at the torque. Kingsley had the tap out. That's it.
And your winner by submission, Brandon Day.
Well, Brandon Day making relatively quick work of Kingsley, showing that John McChesney made a wise investment in Brandon Day. It wasn't Dean Radford on this night. That'll come another day. But Brandon Day is able to prove superiority and collect his paycheck in a big victory.
Hey, Brandon, I got one more surprise for you, by the way. You want to surprise me? Why don't you take this message back to Big Lake McChesney? He wants to insult the good fans here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. That's all and well. But why don't we allow these guys to gain some retribution for being insulted and embarrassed online? When we come back here on Saturday night, September the 18th, I don't know who it's going to be with. I don't know if it's singles, tag team. All I know is I want John McChesney inside this ring. If he doesn't appear, he's fired. Oh, and by the way, tell him it'll be fans bring a weapons match.
McChesney will have no more room to talk next time in Clearfield.
Introducing first the challenger. He hails from Fairgrounds, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 240 pounds, John Bolen.
John Bolen accompanied to the ring by Irish Airborne, who always seem to surround trouble. They always seem to be around any type of negative situation, any type of strength in numbers. But John Bolen has stated that aligning with Big League John McChesney was purely a business decision. It was purely financially motivated. And as a result of that alliance, could not Bolen an IWC championship reign before this night is over. Looks like we're going to hear from John Bolen.
Testing 1, 2.
You guys can do me all you want, because I'm not going anywhere. Ask your wives and girlfriends. I can last all night. Now you're probably wondering what I'm doing with the Irish Airborne. You see, I've been seeing what's going around here at IWC, and I don't like how things are being run. Too many people getting screwed over in their matches, and I refuse to have that happen in my heavyweight title fight.
Dave Crist is still crying.
I brought them out for all of you people, because all of you deserve to see a heavyweight title fight tonight. All of you people spent your hard-earned welfare check to come here and see me win the IWC title. So without further ado, DeMarco, get out here now.
A dangerous task at hand for the perpetual pervert of Pittsburgh professional wrestling. Jimmy DeMarco has reigned since December of last year as champion, but never has he met a man as physically intimidating as John Bolen. We saw Bolen come to the rescue of DeMarco some weeks back.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the IWC World Heavyweight Champion from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 201 pounds, the delicious Jimmy DeMarco.
We saw Bolen come to the aid of DeMarco a number of times in the past, but it was back at Super Indy where Bolen let his true colors be known. Bolen was aligning with Team Big League, so to speak.
Hey, Matt Swart, when I talk to you, you look at me, you're gonna learn that fact. You wanna talk trash on these people and say they use their welfare checks to come here tonight? They use their welfare checks on your mother! And they still have money to spend! I got news for you! I want this to be a 6-man tag team match. You already got your 2 boyfriends with you. And your other boyfriend, John McChesney, he's at home in Erie, PA, waiting for you to come home and get naked and cook dinner for him. So where's Chuck Rollins? Don't you want to say something? You already said enough, pal, and I'm going to fill your mouth with something else in about 3 minutes, perhaps. Hey, Matt Swart, don't give him a mic.
Obviously, you don't listen too well, okay? Maybe that thing's wrapped around your head a little too tight, all right? And I don't know if these thoughts you have about getting naked, quit undressing me with your eyes. I know I've got a great body. I know I have the look that you strive to have, but you just can't have. So for your information, shut up, old man. For your information, okay? Hey, Superhead, look at me when I'm talking. This is not a 6-man tag. This is a heavyweight title defense, and you want to defend that belt against me.
I'm still going to put the title on the line. It's a 6-man tag, and I'm going to take this off and shove it in your mouth so I'm kicking your ass. Pretend you can't hear you squeal and hear me.
What? DeMarco with a 6-man tag.
6-man tag. All the man's on this side.
Look, I don't know what's going on here, and I don't know why you got those two out with ringside with you. Bottom line is this, Jimmy, you can't just put the title on the line on a 6-man tag. You don't even have partners. You can't put the title on the line in a 6-man tag. You can't. So let me ask you something, Jimmy. Now, here's the deal. You would need partners, right? You got partners. They're in the back. Now, Jimmy, the partners can't be the Gambinos. You know that. Gambinos can't be working. I'm serious, Jimmy. The partners can't be the Gambinos. John, I'm cool with it. 6-man tag for the heavyweight bout. That means, yeah, you have more chances to win. What do you say, John?
Yeah, I like it.
All right, okay, fine. Well, Jimmy, what do you say? Whoever your tag team partners are, do you want to bring them out? I don't know who.
I got these two guys fresh from Mexico. They're luchadors.
What?
Bring them out. Try not to get too turned up.
Luchadors. I see. Oh, come on. Oh, well, talking about fake luchadors with a Shiima match.
Hey, shut up. Hey, Paulie, shut your mouth. We got one stipulation. All right? The title is on the line, correct? All right, something else is on the line.
Now what?
Chuck, you know that is not some luchadors. I'll tell you what, if they put their mask on the line, we're wrestling right here and right now. What? Once we find out that they're the Gambinos, first off, you're going to pay for hitting me down below. Second off, you're going to go to jail because you're not going to beat him and you have the line.
All right, relax, all right.
You need to calm down before he does what your butt says and pinches it, except he's going to take back a handful. Wait. Now, I know your mohawks are more like handlebars, but we're going to even the score a little bit here. We have a special person who forced this match, don't we?
If you guys agree to it, I says it works, boys. Here's the deal. Whomever you guys are, the Gambinos never wore masks. The deal is this, boys. Your belt's on the line, my friend. Anybody's pinned, you lose the title. John is awarded the title. Here's the thing. Masks come off, and you guys are going to jail. That's the way it works. Deal? Deal? Oh, one other thing. Why don't we bring out our special guest referee for the match?
Well, the Gambinos ain't never feared any jail time, I'll tell you that. And it looks like we're going to be joined. I think I have my answer where my colleague went.
Ladies and gentlemen, your special guest enforcer, sweet and sour, Larry Sweeney.
Larry Sweeney to enforce the law in this 6-man tag team IWC title versus jail time match, and we got to fight. Jimmy DeMarco and these two suspiciously masked individuals against Irish Airborne and John Bolen, IWC title at stake. If Bolen wins, he not only gets the IWC championship, him and his team. If they win, Bolen gets the IWC championship, but also this duo is unmasked, and if they are the Gambinos, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they will be sent to jail. Some of the fans counting in English, some in Spanish. I certainly never saw the Gambinos do that. And of course, it's not legal and official until Airborne can prove without any doubt whatsoever. Hello. Sweeney's got to enforce that rule. Until the masks come off the Gambinos, we can't technically prove beyond any other remnant of the law that it's them. I feel like I've been down that road before once or twice, but as long as the masks are on, they're safe from jail time on a technicality. Essay? I'm not sure what we're going to, and well, must be a Mexican thing, really. What in the world? Well, this man is built very powerfully. Almost reminds me of former IWC superstar Marshall the Bull Gambino. Drives all that weight, which I guess would be, give or take 280. And the tag is into, I guess, essay number 2. Masked men trying to keep the IWC Championship in the proverbial familia, assuming they were related, which is purely happenstance. Atomic drop by essay number 2, the Manhattan drop. And Dave Crist has been the worst for wear in the lower extremities tonight. And Jimmy DeMarco helping things out, helping out the cause. And now controlling Dave with the armbar. Great to be able to have some fun here at Clearfield Cataclysm after some of the things we've experienced earlier tonight. And Bolen takes a shot at DeMarco, and that allows Dave Crist to get right back into the game. Change made to Jake Crist, now kicking away at the IWC champion. Title on the line here. And Sweeney, try as he might to keep the peace. We have 6 bodies and a lot of hostility behind this match. Bolen with a slam. Ear fall. I think Bolen a bit upset at the cadence of the count. Sweeney's saying he's not an experienced referee, which may be true. But keep in mind, with Larry Sweeney having an invitation to compete in Cage Fury on Team DeMarco against Team Big League, which includes Bolen, there may be some, oh my. There may be some potential favoritism, and you wouldn't be surprised. With DeMarco now being triple teamed in the corner. Essay number 2 attempting to get out. Oh, come on now. Dave Crist. Unspeakably unorthodox punishment. Jake now in with a suplex and another, well, questionable. That was a little quicker that time by Sweeney. But Bolen still ain't buying it. And Crist has a variation of a Muda lock set in, a death lock. Stretches away at the neck. Now into a front chantry, standard variation. And Jake saw the opening and rammed DeMarco head first into those boots. Bolen. Vertical suplex. DeMarco is in trouble now. All the blood rushing to the head of Jimmy DeMarco on the delayed suplex, which makes the impact just that more frightening. Bolen can win the title here. But again, Larry Sweeney with a deliberate count. Now it'll be interesting to see how he counts for DeMarco and the mysterious flying essays if they have a pinfall attempt. We'll see if it's fair or not. But then again, after how Bolen's behaved, do you blame Sweeney? Oh no. DeMarco able to push Bolen! Head first into the boots of the Airborne! DeMarco with the Inzaguri. Jake Crist tags in quickly, and the tag is in to the big masked man. El Casa de Fuego. And Bolen gets it as well. Un side slam.
5 minutes gone by in the contest. 5 minutes.
And huge elevated spine buster. And Sweeney. Much quicker cadence of a count that time. But check this out. Bolen hit the meltdown on the big man. That's very impressive. The meltdown with the C4. Candy-coated cookie cutter. Dave Crist back in action. Dave Crist with the Acai DDT. SA number 2 is back in with a Fisherman Buster. Into the thrust kick from Jake Crist. IWC title on the line. Potential jail time on the line. And we're at a stalemate with Sweeney initiating the count. DeMarco and Bolen to their feet first. Rapid fire succession of shots back and forth. Bolen's the more heavy-handed. He'll win the slugfest, as you've seen. And Bolen wants to end it, but DeMarco with a quick inside cradle. Sweeney only found 2. Sweeney's being fair to the shoulders. I'll give him that. The cadences may not be even, but he's calling it like he sees it. Oh, now Bolen can finish DeMarco. DeMarco elevated. DeMarco trapped. Oh, look out. Oh, look out. Spine buster. Oh, no. Bolen directing traffic. And the Airborne gonna end this. No! A drop kick. And Bolen on the receiving end. DeMarco narrowly escapes a death blow, a double roll-up, and the mysterious masked man just pinned the Airborne.
And still IWC Heavyweight Champion Jimmy DeMarco and the 2 Luchadors.
Larry Sweeney raises their hand in victory. Jimmy DeMarco was able to outsmart John Bolen. Bolen thought he was a step ahead with the Irish Airborne, but was not the case tonight. DeMarco, maybe he had some relatives from south of the border. I'm not sure, but Jimmy DeMarco had 2 friends when he needed 2 friends the most. They led to the decision. Jimmy DeMarco still the champion. No one's going to jail, and DeMarco and Los Luchadors will stand tall with the victory. Bolen blaming Airborne for the loss. That's not going to be a very pleasant drive home, I guarantee you that. But there's your winners, DeMarco and friends. What's it going to be like, though, when Team DeMarco enters Cage Fury next month? Will Sweeney be part of Cage Fury next month? We hope to find those answers out in just a moment.
Hey guys, how about it? We're delicious Jimmy and the Luchadors, huh? All right, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Bolen, you're a piece of trash. It's great to be in here and be a special referee, you know, working around the outside. I might be hurt, but I'm sick of it. Chuck Roberts, I'm talking to you. You're the boss. You saw it on the internet. Bubba the Bulldog, the guy who's keeping me out of that cage match.
We know he's cleared now.
Because August 21st in Elizabeth, PA. Cage Fury. Larry Sweeney makes his return to the ring. In a steel cage with Jimmy. And we know you're going to be there, Chuck. Are we going to have a good time or what? August 21st, Bubba. Listen up. It's all going down, and you're going down. Hit the music.
I don't know if we've ever specifically heard Chuck say that he'll be there as a participant in the match, but we have to go on that assumption now that it's Bolen, John McChesney, and Bubba the Bulldog versus IWC champion Jimmy DeMarco, Chuck Roberts, and sweet and sour Larry Sweeney. Most unpredictable, off-the-wall Cage Fury yet, August 21st on IWC DVD. Already up the nuff.
Introducing first, he is trained in Hayabusa, weighing in at 180 pounds, Super Hentai.
Hentai's had a dubious record in Clearfield, thanks to the fact that he's been backed into a corner. Hentai has been made into the villain by default, based on the fact that he's been facing Clearfield's own Sebastian in Clearfield the past couple of times. First time we saw the aid of the ropes. The second time we saw a foreign object introduced. Tonight with a ladder match, no longer for the Super Indy Championship, but we want retribution. Why is it not for the Super Indy Championship? We'll get to that in a second.
Introduce me, Joseph. Introduce the world to your guest.
Well, I didn't want to talk over Jim Kirk.
I really love that guy.
I am now joined.
He talks too much. Nobody wants to hear him. They want to hear us, Joseph. They want to hear Joseph Dombrowski, Shiima Xion on commentary.
IWC Super Indy champion, who really went a long way to face the championship, and especially to face the man that made the championship what it was, Super Hentai. Say he's a has-been, and you're going to resume where his legacy left off.
Yeah, I mean, Super Hentai, you know, back in the day, yes, he was the innovator of Super Indy. He made the title what it was. But in the last year or so, he's made that title the equivalent of a rape victim.
I beg your pardon.
It's damaged goods.
Well, and certainly you're going to restore that prestige, I guess,
Did
right?
you see what I did tonight? Clearly, the most exciting match you've ever seen.
In your opinion, yes. Winning that, a great four-way matchup, a lot of international styles, but you can't discredit Hentai and Sebastian, and you've got a lot of comeuppance coming to you from Super Hentai, from Gianni Gargano, from a lot of masked luchadors that are upset at the way you deface the tradition and the culture of the Mexican wrestling and lucha libre traditions by wearing a mask to screw Hentai out of a Super Indy championship.
No, I didn't screw him out of it. He doesn't deserve to hold that title.
Well, we'll find out August 21st, won't we?
Oh, we will. We will. You see, because I've got a plan.
You got a cage match also.
I've got a plan.
Against the man with controlled aggression and howling fury, although Sebastian on the upper hand right now.
Hopefully he's got a black eye after that super kick as well.
Tables and ladders are legal, Mr. Xion.
Good. Hopefully he dies.
Drive your opponent. We've got enough hardship here tonight, but you drive your opponent through a table, you win the matchup. And Sebastian's had a couple close calls, but hasn't won one for his hometown fans the way he'd like to, the way he needs to.
You see, right now he's got that ladder.
Indeed he does, and that's
what's he gonna do?
Very menacing, very dangerous. And this it's not a climbing contest. It's not about the Super Indy Championship. This is strictly to be used as a weapon of torture.
It's definitely not about the Super Indy Championship, since Super Hentai doesn't have the Super Indy Championship anymore. I do.
I'm aware of that, yes. Thank you for reminding us in oh so subtle ways. But Sebastian setting up something not very subtle as well. Hentai is hurt early on. Hentai, you have to wonder how much of his focus is on this match, how much of it, as we see the table introduced, how much of his focus is on Shiima Xion.
Oh!
Hentai picked his spot, the baseball slide.
Come on, Sebastian.
With Sebastian, the ladder hits hard. You can see how heavy that ladder is by hearing and feeling the impact reverberate.
Super Hentai, more like super small fry.
No, Super Hentai, a big influence in the early goings of your career.
Oh my!
as Sebastian drives the ladder right into the face of Hentai.
You see, I have a plan, Joseph.
All right.
I'm looking for a bodyguard. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Super Hentai, I know what he's trying to do. He's got that little man syndrome, that Napoleon complex. What he's gonna try to do, I gotta watch my back. You know, he's gonna try to take me out before August 21st because he knows he doesn't want Shiima Xion in a cage in 2010.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm looking for a bodyguard right now to watch my back. Make sure he doesn't try anything fishy or shady.
I will agree, you do need a bodyguard. You should be in the market because there's a lot of people.
Oh, I'm looking.
You're a marked man, not just because you're the champion, but the way you've gone about becoming champion.
I might, you know what? Sebastian is showing a lot of potential right now. He might be a potential bodyguard prospect here. I'm gonna have a simulcast on ESPN as well.
Oh please.
The decision with Shiima Xion. Who could it be? And I don't care. I want the world to hear it on DVD right now. I don't care. You don't have to be a pro wrestler. You can be a male stripper. You can be a drug dealer. You can be a bouncer at a nightclub. I don't care what you do. If you can protect me from that psychotic midget before August 21st,
I'm gonna tell him
then you've got to jump. You tell him. I dare you to tell him.
Sebastian drapes Hentai on the guardrail. As fans need to be wary of the predicament here. Stay clear of the action. This is very.
I like the direction this is going in right now.
I'm sure you would.
I want full body weight. I want death to Hentai.
Maybe. Sebastian.
Oh, is he dead? Is he dead? I gotta get up. I gotta look.
Shiima Xion.
I don't want to interfere with the hard cam, but
enjoying the view.
Yeah, that guy knows.
Yeah, well, a lot of fans are enjoying this around here. I'll tell you what, though, it's not often that Shiima Xion and the fans of Clearfield agree on something.
Yeah, what they're enjoying is Super Hentai getting what he truly deserves.
I don't think they know the true Super Hentai like I know the true Super Hentai. They just see the adversary to their hometown hero, Sebastian.
Like you know the true Super Hentai. What does he call you at home? You guys BFFs? Do you have matching bracelets?
Have I not been here for 7 years? Have I never spoken to the guy? Thought I knew you, but you changed.
What are you talking about?
Hentai thought I knew you.
I'm the same Shiima Xion I've always been since day one. How did I act the first time I ever wrestled in IWC, Joseph? Let's be honest with ourselves here.
Well, I didn't talk to you
I'm just being myself. Yes, you did. We shared many cold bowls of spaghettis.
5 minutes.
Now Sebastian here, I'm going to do a little play-by-play for a minute. Tell me what you think. He's doing a little climbing of a ladder right now. Hopefully he lands on Super Hentai's throat. Hey, oh,
Hentai out of the way. Saw it coming. That's the dangers of climbing the ladder so high. You give your opponent time to recover. But watch
Look at this.
Walking the rope, showcasing that agility. But Hentai, quick to scurry out of dodge. Sebastian just couldn't keep up with him on the top rope. Suplex.
Yeah. Textbook suplex. Is it safe to say that I'm like a young Sean Mooney?
No, you do have personality for better or worse.
Look, he's on the table. He's on the table. Oh, yes. This is what I came to see. This is what I want to see.
This match will be over.
Hopefully he doesn't even make it to the cage after tonight.
He may not, but look out.
Oh, no!
And the match continues. You have to be driven through the table via offensive maneuver.
So that doesn't count, is what you're saying.
Hentai did not drive Sebastian through the table, therefore it does not count. Match continues. We could go through a lot of tables. We're right next to a table. I would be wearing be forewarned.
Well, they better not come over this way because I might have to get involved in this match if they do.
Oh, yeah, really?
Maybe me and Sebastian will double powerbomb Hentai through this hard cam table.
I don't think you want anything to do
Maybe
with
you can be a part of it, triple powerbomb.
That's not going to happen. Like, I want Hentai on my bad side. You're going to have to feel the wrath of that next month.
Oh, I'm going to have to feel the wrath of that next. Yeah, we'll see, Joseph. We'll see. But like I said earlier tonight, you know, I hope he brings the old Hentai. The Hentai that was going to Japan, the Hentai that had a little bit of buzz, the Hentai that made the Super Indy title what it was. I hope he brings the Hentai that could actually hang with Shiima Xion in 2010. I hope he brings that Hentai August 21st. Because if he doesn't, I will smoke him.
That remains to be seen. No one has done for the Super Indy division what Super Hentai has done. And I think he proved last year there's still so much left in the tank. Hentai has been at this for about 12 years, but he's a very young
Go ahead, getting what he deserves right now from this audience.
Hentai's been on that side of the fence in the past. He's not a total stranger to it, but he's adapting to it. We're seeing a darker Hentai. We're seeing a Black Max hentai. We're seeing the evil, selfish hentai that we saw back in the Unholy Alliance days, because that's what he needs to do to survive this Clearfield crowd.
He better be more concerned about what he's going to do to survive Shiima Xion on August 21st.
Well, certainly, Shiima Xion, you've proven one of the elite, one of the few men to capture both singles championships. For better or worse, outsmarting the field at Super Indy 9. So you are a force to be reckoned with. I'm sure you're not going to go in without a plan. As you mentioned,
I told you, I have a plan.
Well, I haven't seen a plan. You can hire a bodyguard. That's a bodyguard going to get paid.
I got the idea. I was watching that movie with Whitney Houston in it, The Bodyguard, and I had the idea. I need a bodyguard. Exactly. It's a sign.
Are you comparing yourself to Whitney Houston?
Sean Mooney, Whitney Houston. You know, all I keep hearing about is, yeah, exactly. Dude, Clearfield knows what's up, Joseph. Let's be honest here.
You got a lot in common with Clearfield?
You know what? This might be a rare moment in history that I'm warming up to Clearfield right now. Let's just embrace it for a second.
But they're American and you're Filipino.
Exactly. Should have kept the mask on when I was wrestling. They don't even deserve to see my face.
I don't think many people would have minded, but
what?
I think
kidding?
Hentai is looking at Sebastian and seeing Shiima Xion, in my view, right now.
You know, all I keep hearing about is Super Hentai, Super Indy Championship. He's the pioneer of Super Indy. He made it what it was. You know what? That's the high point in his career. That high point in his career is more like a footnote in mine compared to what all I've done.
You haven't pinned Christopher Daniels. You haven't pinned CM Punk, Colt Cabana. You haven't held a title for 51 weeks.
And you know what? He did all of those things at the beginning of the decade. What has he done since then? Tell me what he's done. That's the Super Hentai. I pray to God he brings August 21st.
Single-handedly revived the division.
Oh, did he really? Most lackluster reign in the history of IWC.
Jerry Lynn.
Epic. Ha!
Ha, you say?
Ha!
We'll see who's high in a cage victory, August 21st. I can't let the Clearfield crowd get into his head right now. The Hentai's changed his mind.
I just want to jump in that ring right now. I can't wait till August, Joseph. There's a ladder. What's stopping me right now, you know?
Contest, 10 minutes.
I think common sense is stopping you with all these ladders.
No, the only thing that's stopping me is, you know, how much we haven't talked to each other lately, and I wanted to catch up.
Yeah.
I wanted to catch up with you.
Old pals. Hentai, incensed. You can tell he's in another frame of mind after what happened to him at Super Indy 9. And Hentai now measuring Sebastian. Just waiting for the moment. And sends it right into the arm. And you can very easily break an arm like that.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Right, well, he's now in his traditional Hentai gear. That's acceptable. Hentai. Now he means business. Now he's choking away at Sebastian, more focused. Now dressed to compete.
What's he do? He's got a little table there. Is that what he's trying to set up?
Table being brought back into play now. That's the only way to win this match. Hentai. Measuring his placement.
Just look at him. He makes me sick. I don't even like standing here watching him. Really, Super Hentai versus Shiima Xion in 2010.
Yes. Well,
this is
like to see it in.
No, Super Hentai is washed up. I've made this clear. He's past his prime, Joseph.
I don't agree with that.
This is like comparing a $4,000 Armani suit to a windbreaker. And I'm the Armani suit, in case you didn't know.
Well, if they're both capable of getting the job done, who's to say what's better than the other?
Oh, give me a break.
Different
Look at
strokes,
you, trying to defend Super Hentai.
Oh,
yeah!
Not far enough for the table, but definitely did some damage. A takedown from the top by Sebastian. Potential turning point here. It's Sebastian get back to his feet.
Sebastian, he is a top prospect right now.
Well, so anybody that can go toe-to-toe with Hentai like this deserves to be in such company. hopefully you'll be that successful August 21st.
I might have a draft, honestly.
A draft?
Yeah. He's the lottery pick right now.
Oh, I see. Sebastian into Gory.
That's what I like to see.
Hentai out on his feet for a moment, then just crumples to the canvas. And we have a table set up and a ladder set up. This is looking very precarious, and it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Precarious. Look at you in those big words again.
Yeah, really. Big words and announcers storming the...
You're a master wordsmith.
I try, I guess, but... How about the word overconfident? Does that mean much to you? How about delusional? Does that work out for you?
Are you talking about Super Hentai? I hope so.
Absolutely not.
What? Who are you talking about then?
Hentai, I would describe
delusional. A warrior. No, there's only one warrior that you can describe as a warrior. His name is Jim Hellwig.
Yeah, really.
Super Hentai, delusional, yeah.
Well, you may be the victim
Super
of
Hentai.
Oh, whoa. Oh, my God. Sebastian almost fell onto this unprotected floor, maybe even into the fans, but got crotched. Not much of a consolation prize. Hentai has to reposition that ladder there. Only drawback is it takes him precious time away from Hentai to reposition the ladder.
I'll give Super Hentai some credit. You know, he has shown a lot of heart in this match. He has been dominating it for a good portion. Yeah, I will give him credit.
They're in dangerous territory now.
I like where this is going.
Oh, no.
Come on, Sebas.
They're above the warning levels on the ladder, and I don't think they're going to heed them anytime soon. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Look out! Look out!
Yes!
Hentai to the table!
It's over. Look at this. You blew it again, Hentai.
Sebastian, his third outing, gets the victory, but keep in mind, Mr. Xion, it took Sebastian 3 attempts to defeat Super Hentai once. You may only have one opportunity at Caged Fury.
And that's great, because that's all I'm going to need. Look at Hentai laying on his back, out, counting the lights. That's exactly what he's going to be doing on August 21st. And on that note, I'm going to bang a porn star.
Thank you very much for your modesty and vagueness, Mr. Shiima Xion. But what a war we have just seen. Sebastian and Super Hentai taking one another to the limit. And let's let this moment speak for itself. A standing ovation. Sebastian, your victor tonight, but Super Hentai can redeem himself against Shiima Xion, plus the 6-man tag, so much more. Our next DVD release, Caged Fury, back in Elizabeth. Catch it live August 21st or on IWC DVD. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. From all of us at DH Videos, we'll see you next time.
Seabass. You and me have been going around here in Clearfield for months now. And tonight, you proved to me you deserve to be in an IWC locker room full time. I see why these fans are behind you each and every time you wrestle. And for that, I give you my utmost respect. Congratulations.
That is indeed the Hentai we have come to know, love, and appreciate. Hentai and Sebastian end a climactic war, but there will be many wars still to come.
It is music.